Hey guys, welcome to our episode today all about how to pack survival bags or personal carry bags for you and for your children. So today we're going to be focusing on the bags that we are doing for our children. Probably about 6 or 7 years ago, we actually did our very first bags. They were in a thin drawstring backpack, and we decided recently that we wanted to take this to another step and really focus on making them more personal carry friendly. And we're going to be talking about everything that is in our bags today. I just purchased for each of them these smaller size backpacks. These were $10 off of Amazon, so a really affordable price. They have them in a lot of different colors, and they are a really nice quality, something that they're going to be able to carry and use on a regular basis, which is the point of these. So when we talk about survival bags and personal carry bags, a lot of times people get the idea that these are bags that you put away and do not use unless there is an emergency or a natural disaster kind of a situation. In the past, the drawstring bags that we have had were hanging on a hook at our basement door so that it was something that they literally could grab and go more in an emergency situation. And that is the kind of content that we had in them. So we are kind of switching and doing more of a personal carry and a survival bag all in one. So it is going to have some amazing items that they can truly use in day-to-day situations, and then it will also have some of those survival items. So our plan for these bags is to keep them in our family vehicle. That way they are things that we have with us, so even just in those situations where you're on a hike, or your car breaks down, or you are out in bad weather and have an emergency situation, or you stop somewhere to travel and take a walk up into an area as a family. They will have those bags right there in those situations. But we are also prepping them so in those situations where there is some kind of an emergency or a natural disaster, they can grab these bags and the contents will be what they personally need for about 24 hours more in the survival sense. So we are prepping them in both ways. Because we are going to be using them as grab and go bags even for things like hiking and hunting, I am going to have to keep up with inventory on them probably every 1 to 2 months because some of those basic supplies may get used up. So we are going to work at checking in on our bags probably every 6 or 8 weeks to update some of the things that we are going to be putting in our front pocket, and we'll talk about how that we're dividing things up, and then everything in our back pocket is more of our long-term things, our survival items, and those things should be in there for many months to come. So we are excited to dive right into what is in our bags. So we are going to show you the content of what we are going to put in our bags today. Okay, so here is an up-close view of everything that we are putting in the bag. So as I mentioned, we are using this bag so that the front pocket is more things that we would use on a regular basis when we use our bag as just a grab and go bag. So what those items are some of these things here that I have in the front. So some of our personal care items will go in there, like our toothpaste and our little toothbrush. This has tissues and extra gauze pads. These are also wipes, and all of these things are going to go in the front pocket of our backpack. Another thing that will go in the front pocket is their light source, which this is a flashlight with batteries, and it is about a 40-hour run time, so it's going to last for quite a while. So a reason that we do not put the batteries in here and we leave them separate, sometimes batteries will get corroded if left in a flashlight and not used for a long time, so we're just going to go ahead and keep these little sets separate. These are things I just grabbed at Walmart. Something else that will go in the front section is a couple options for quick, easy snacks, but things that will keep well. So these are little individual packs of beef jerky. Things like nuts and seeds that are already prepackaged are a great option. Dried fruit would also be a perfect snack to keep in here, or even something like an applesauce pack or a protein bar. So these are a couple snacks that, again, if we are just on a hike, they are able to go ahead and use these things. And then one more thing in this front pouch is these little Ziploc bags that we have prepared for each of them. So in here, they have a family picture for identification, just in case they would ever need it in an emergency situation. And then we printed off these personal ID card information cards for children, which if you just Google these are from the Ready website, but it has their name, their birth date, and then it has emergency contact information and medical information. None of our children have any major medical conditions, but you can list all of those things so that if they ever got separated from you in a situation, they would have this card with all of that important information. And then we also have a couple dollar bills and some coins in here, just so that each of them always have about $5, which again, in an emergency would be enough for a quick meal or something that they may need. One other thing that I have added, just kind of as something that they can use on a regular basis, is just a small activity book and either pencils or crayons for each of them, just so that, again, they have a small activity. This isn't something you have to have in there, but if you have younger children, this could be a great option. So these are all more of our short-term use things that, again, we may use on a regular basis, and we will restock them as needed. So then as we move back here to the back of our pile, these are all of our more survival items. And these are things that hopefully will last for quite a while. So the first thing is a first aid kit, which I think this is a great option for them to have. These were, I believe, $6 on Amazon. There are 80 items in here. There are even great little scissors. There's an emergency whistle. There are safety pins, but there is everything that you need to bandage an arm, stabilize an arm, take care of basic wounds. So this is a great thing, even if they're just on a hike and get a cut or scrape, or they're out with their friends and need to help bandage somebody up. They're going to have some of the basics that they need in a first aid kit. And then as far as our survival items, these are the things that each of them will be carrying. So you could go very far with this, and there are a lot of pricey items you could include, but these are just some basic things that you can grab even at a place like Walmart. So first of all, a lighter, again, at discretion according to your children's age, but we have talked about fire safety, and our children know how and when to use this appropriately. We also got these emergency ponchos, which are great in case of a storm or that kind of a situation. Also, these emergency blankets, these are only $1 or $2, but a great source of heat, again, in an emergency. They have their flashlights, but we also got these light sticks. They last for 12 hours, and these are a great thing if they ever needed it, especially at night. We also got them these aqua tabs. So these are water purification tablets. Eventually, I would like each of them to have a life straw. Those are about $15 to $18 a piece, so maybe something they'll get this year for Christmas. But you can put these in water that you scoop out of a creek or a water source, and the tablets will help to purify the water. Like I said, the life straws are awesome. We do have a couple of them as a family, but eventually I would like them to have those in their bags. I also put some of these hand warmers. Again, if it was an emergency in a winter situation, these could come in handy with staying warm. And then for one more food source that, again, we will only use for long term, I like these Millennium Bars because they are vacuum sealed in these little Mylar bags, and they last for about 5 years. So they're high calorie, they can be used for a complete meal. And then the last thing that they will be hanging on the outside of their bag is this awesome little tool. We just grabbed these at Walmart. They're the Coleman brand, but they have a temperature gauge, they are a whistle, they also have a compass, and then there is a magnifying glass on the side. So this can be a great tool for them to use also. And then each one of them will be carrying a water bottle. I prefer to use something that is stainless steel or metal, but for now this will work, and they can refill it and use it with their water tablets if they need it. So that is a little peek at the items that we are putting in our bag. We're gonna get all set up and start packing up our bags. Okay, so each of the kids are going to show you one of their favorite items that they're excited to have in their bag, and just from the kids' perspective, show you guys some things that they think they may use those items for. So Caitlin, you want to begin?
I really like this compass probably clip this to our back. It has a thermometer on the back. It has a compass, a whistle, and then a little magnifying glass that pops out.
Okay, awesome. Carter, what are you excited about?
I like the full day kit. It has 80 items inside of it.
Awesome. Okay. Cody?
And we didn't mention this in the other video, but we each have a multi-tool. We hike a lot, so it's nice to be able to carry one of these.
Okay, you never know what you may need all those items for. Okay, great. Well, we're going to go ahead and begin packing our bags. So they're going to fill their front compartment first with all of their items that, like I mentioned, we will kind of inventory because it's some of the snacks and things that they may be using. So they can go ahead and get those things packed in the front pocket of their bags, and then the items that are more their survival items, we're going to put in the big pocket. Okay, so our bags are all packed up and ready to go. So again, just to kind of recap, remember that the importance is teaching your children the skill of carrying some of those items on their person that they never know when they may need. I have always enjoyed this kind of stuff, so this kind of comes naturally for me, but it's something that I want to teach my children. In the world we live in, you just never know when you may need to have some of those items on your person. So again, we consider these their personal carry bags with also some of that survival bag content in it, and I want them to learn to use these bags. These aren't something that we just put away in case there's a hurricane. These are things that I want them to be used to carrying and learning to be able to use. So let us know if you have any questions, or if you make these bags. In the description below, we will have a list of ideas of some of the things. I'm sure we'll be adding more to these bags, but I think we've got a great starting point for updating them. They're definitely much better than what we had before. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, because we plan to do more bags on some of this preparedness and survival stuff as we organize some of the stuff that we have and have already prepared. So we look forward to sharing more with you.